It's time to ride it. 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Come on, pull up a chair.
There is a fly. I don't know where it is. Alright. Anyway. Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to the writer's room. We're back for round 2 of we didn't give it a name. Untitled short story. I forgot to name it. Or we forgot to name it. But we're back. Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna name it. I was gonna name it Common Ground because it's a coffee shop. Common Grounds. Get it?
All right. Let's add a new.
But I think I'm gonna name it Common Places because I've kind of changed it a little bit.
Okay. Working title. Common Places. And now we have a name. Awesome. So, for those of you that didn't see part 1, I would stop watching this one and go check out part 1, because otherwise you're just gonna kind of be lost. But it was outlining in the breeze, if you know the episode name. But so we're back. We're gonna continue the journey of Leo as we kind of see as he tries to help this woman who is not in a great spot. Life has not been very kind to her. And we're going to see their story kind of evolve. And we're going to finish this outline and yeah. I don't know. So, we kind of talked about kind of Leo's daily routine, kind of how his life is plain, and then all of a sudden in the following day we watch kind of Leo do his same morning routine, but then during his normal day his routine changes because he runs into this woman who seems to be kind of sad, and they talk a little bit. He gets her a coffee, and she goes into the therapist's office, which we were kind of talking about how maybe she was missing appointments and she was not almost kind of getting in her own way in terms of getting better, possibly. And Leo kind of gave her just enough push to kind of get her to go into the therapist's office and do her appointment and kind of work on herself a little bit. So, our last bullet, woman drinks the coffee and then goes inside the therapist's office. So now we need to figure out where we go from here. Do we continue to follow Leo? Or do we kind of rush to the next day? Do we follow her for a little bit? What are we thinking? What do we want to do here?
So I have a name.
This is
for
good.
her.
This is great because struggling girl is not a name. All right.
Miss Helen Klein.
Helen.
I just
Like
yeah.
Cline.
no H. Helen.
No, Klein.
Oh, I don't know. Do you think it should be a C or a K? I keep going back and forth.
I don't know if I've ever
Most people-
seen Klein spelled with a K, but I'd be interested to see if that would work.
Well, there's Kevin Kline, the actor.
Oh, that's true. What do you
But
think?
I mean, you could spell it a lot of different ways, like Kline, KL, I guess IEN.
When you came up with it, what was?
It was the KLEIEN.
Then we'll do that.
Either way, that's kind of looks cool in spelling.
Yeah, perfect. All right. I don't think we'll change it in the outline here because we don't know her name yet at the moment. So I wonder.
Yeah, we do.
Not as the audience though.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you one change, though.
Oh, yeah. And actually, we could learn her name in the conversation, now that I think about it.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean.
Okay. Well, let's do your change first. What's your change?
So my change is, my initial thought was that they would run into each other next to this coffee shop in all of the gathering things. Now I'm going to do, my changes because I want the places they run into to evolve the way she's evolving, or like to change every time that she evolves. Sorry, my laptop's on my nerves. The initial, I think, should be at like the coffee shop. And then another one would be like at the market or a grocery store. And like as she progresses, they're going to run into each other, maybe different places. That's why I said that.
Okay. Okay.
It'll be, and I think we'll do like, instead of chapters, we'll have one chapter called Leo and then another chapter called Helen. And then you go back and forth between them from their two different perspectives.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. So that's actually a major change from what we had talked about in the last one. We don't have that written down yet, so I don't think we have to change any bullet points per se quite yet. But that is a very interesting idea, and I think, oh, there's Flynn in the background. Hi, Flynn. Ladies and gentlemen, Flynn. Yeah.
Flynn Pepe? Yeah, he's not gonna.
Yeah, he's not having it.
Very.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, I like that actually. So that makes me wonder if. So we have this section here that's intro that starts with Leo's day, which kind of introduces us to our world, but then we have story starts, and I think that. I wonder if we could transition into your kind of chapter idea where it's like we're with Leo, but now we go into Helen completely, and this is her chapter.
Right. So in Leo's chapter, we do all of his things, and then he sees her, buys her a coffee, and I think now, like, getting into some finer details, he'll buy a coffee and a hot chocolate and ask her which one she wants, just kind of be polite, and I think we'll go back to her, do her introduction, and then kind of talk about maybe she's, going to be going to the therapist, blah, blah, blah. And then this guy hands her and gives her a choice.
Okay.
And or maybe it's tea, I don't know, coffee or tea or whatever. And she's sitting there on that bench struggling to make a choice. Do I go to therapy or do I not? And then somebody else is giving her a different choice that's a much easier choice. And she's going to grab onto that because she's able to make a simpler choice. And then somehow in the process of all of that, she's able to make the choice to go on to therapy.
Okay.
He goes.
I went ahead and added a couple of things. So in the conversation, I went ahead and just said exchanges names so that we introduce, oh, this is Helen, to our audience. That way it's not just, because right now we're still in Leo's perspective, but if we use the conversation, we can very easily change that, right? So...
What?
So then with this bullet, should I just say Leo walks away instead? If we're not going to follow him anymore? For the time being?
I think Leo's first section ends with her smiling up at him and saying, or he would introduce himself, and then she would say, "Hi, I'm Helen," or "Thank you, I'm Helen. I'll have whichever."
Yeah.
And then his end, and then you go to her chapter, and then you do her backstory. And that's where you describe who she is, what she's been through, and how she came to be on that bench. So her first is going to be longer than his first.
So we almost go into kind of a flashback state, almost, kind of something that. Okay. So I think.
We could have it start with since the wreck.
Yeah.
You know, life is blah 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 blah.
I think everything is still covered by this bullet with the conversation, because that's very loose. Just like they have a conversation, we don't know exactly what it is, but we can determine that when we write the actual story.
Yeah, it'll evolve.
So if we're gonna switch there, I think our last bullet is gonna be pushed back a little bit, but we'll leave it there. But it's gonna probably, because if we're gonna go back to her background, I think instead of Leo goes to work, I think Leo smiles, or you know what, not Leo smile, they exchange a smile, say goodbye, and Leo walks away towards work, and that leaves Leo off on his journey while we stay here with Helen, right?
Right.
So now
That could be within her thing, because his first one will end with, "Hey, you know, I'm Leo. You look like maybe you're maybe struggling, having a weak day. So I got a tea and a coffee. Can I offer you one?"
Yeah.
And she'll say, "Thank you. I'm Helen." But then when we're on her paragraph, you know, her paragraph's going to end in about the same spot. Oh, she'll be like, I'll take the tea, please, or whatever. "Thank you, I'm Helen." And we might have a little bit more dialogue between the two of them. And then in her paragraph, he'll go his way, she'll go her way.
Mm-hmm.
So you almost are going to kind of cross from her perspective and his perspective.
So do you want to go back before they have the conversation? Or do you want to go back after they have the conversation? Because I could see both ways.
With him, the next paragraph for him.
Well, so let me break this down a little bit, what I'm thinking. So Leo, if we go back to Leo checks on the woman, we could, let's see, we could go back and go to her background there, or they could, Leo checks on the woman, they have the conversation, coffee, all of that jazz, they say the goodbyes, and then we go back and see what is going on in her life. I could see either way. I feel like option 2 is less jarring, just because we're not leaving a moment. But I don't know.
Yeah, and that might be when we get down to fine detailed dialogue that we make that call.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be a fine detail game time. Because sometimes that works itself out that way.
All right. Well, for now.
No, I was just going to say, I think, you know, for now, let's move on to the third. What the third paragraph would be, because I know each of those paragraphs is going to end with his perspective and what he's looking at the situation of doing a kind thing, and her paragraph will end with her perspective and somebody doing something nice for her.
Right.
So we're going to end each of those paragraphs in the same moment, just from two different perspectives.
All right. Well, so for the sake of the outline, I think I'm going to put it here. Okay. And I'll give us a new section here. Let's do Helen. We'll just call it Helen background, just because this is for us. It's not really for the reader necessarily. Okay. So, and just for now, ignore that last bullet point where Helen drinks coffee. I think we'll circle back around to that, I think.
Yeah, I think that will be her second paragraph.
Okay. All right. So...
Yeah, I think you could literally copy and paste in his, like you have Helen's background, and then
Oh, go to
your
hit
first-
like intro and change
your-
that to his thing.
that first bullet point. I would write introduction, because I mean that's literally going to be backstory, and then do another bullet point to where you copy and paste. They exchange a smile, and then she goes into the office, and he'll walk to work.
Oh, okay? So move the last one. Where? Hold on.
Needs to be. Whoa, what are you doing?
I'm selecting. I'm copying.
That's not the one though.
Wait, which one?
It's this one. That needs to go here.
Okay. Whoops.
Because that's going to be the same for both of them.
Hold on. What?
Yeah, that was supposed to. Okay, yeah,
Sorry.
but you're still going to need it. Okay. And then you can up here do this and just say, Leo goes to work. And then here, just put backstory. Oh. Alright, yeah, we could put backstory there, or we could put something different.
Okay. I'm a little confused, I think. All right, hold on. As it's written now, Leo goes to work twice. So I'm a little lost. I'm trying to figure out your thought process here.
Where are you seeing twice?
So he goes to work here, but then he also goes to work below during Helen's background.
Right, because at the end of his paragraph and at the end of his chapter, he goes to work after they have the exchange. At the end of her chapter, he's going to walk away from her and she's going to make the decision to go to the therapist. So you're having the same conversation in two different chapters.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what
So
we
the
can
first
do
chapter,
then.
his perspective of the situation. The second, and his life and his perspective. The second chapter is her life and
Okay.
her perspective.
Okay.
Your same conversation.
All right, I got it. Okay. So do we go back to the car then? Did we go that far back? And then we kind of do like a montage of like...
I'm not sure if that's something that maybe we should reveal later. But
Yeah, I don't
think
know if
we
it's
could-
too early or not.
Yeah, I think we could start it with after the wreck. And you know, like I'll have the heading on the page say Helen, and then when I start the paragraph, it'll say, like instead of chapter 2, it'll say Helen.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
I'm just
I'll
try-
start it with wreck, the world changed for me, and it'll be from her perspective.
Okay.
After the wreck, my world changed. And then you go into all of the detail of all of that, and then you to the point where she's on the bench. And then the guy hands her the coffee, or says, "You look like you're having a bad day. You know, my name's Leo. Can I offer you a coffee or a tea?"
All right, well then,
Obviously,
so...
he just bought it right in front of her, so it's not just some stranger that's put something in a drink kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, so
Honestly,
then...
I think.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I'm thinking about having this be a bench in a park with one of those food truck coffee station type things, where she can literally sit outside, you know, because people don't always sit on a bench on a sidewalk, but the therapist could still be across the street from the park.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that... Where it's kind of like... When here in Savannah, you have those squares... but then around
Very
them are
similar.
just like business. I'm not. It doesn't have to be exactly like Savannah. I'm just coming up with an example. But okay. So then, where are we starting here? So we're in a moment. Seems like it's gonna be after the car accident. Are we gonna do her just daily routine then, or are we gonna go back a little bit further?
You mean, are you on that bullet point right there?
Yeah, I'm on the empty bullet point with Helen's back.
I would just say backstory right there, and then we go on to the next thing.
Okay. I'll say... What? Don't be bolded and underlined. Alright, we'll just do backstory for now. Okay. And then I'll just go over some of her struggles or something like that. Maybe. Just to give some more guidance there. Okay.
I don't think we need that bullet point there, though.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got another dot.
Oh, this is it. Okay.
Yeah.
And now what? What are we moving on to then?
And then we move back to Leo.
Okay. So, what? Well, okay. So what is this section going to cover then? So we're going to go Leo.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be.
He's going to arrive at work.
Right. But so we have like intro, story starts, Helen background. What is Leo going to be doing in this like arc here? Like, what is the overall?
Well, he's left Helen, and he's gone back to work, and this is where he's going to have to deal with his boss being kind of a...
Leo... wow, I'm blanking on just everything. Let's just say work life for now. Right. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna literally follow him, like walking into the office then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's going to leave the park, going to continue on his way. He stops at the park, gets his coffee every day, goes on into work.
Is this the same day as before, though, or are we on a new day? Because we need to figure out how to... Same day.
It's the same day.
Okay. So Leo walks into the office and goes to his... we did cubicles, right? Is that what we did? Yeah, we did. Cubicle. Okay, so he's at work. We need to start problems with the boss. Is this a late thing, or is this just the boss is being douchey and giving out too much work to do or something? Or, well, I don't know, something.
The boss is just very much a stickler on what time you get to work and is always just kind of overseeing everybody. Can people see our Google Doc or no?
They can.
Okay.
So he's like he's like, not overlord. He's like micromanaging maybe? Like just like being too like up in everybody's business and not letting them like do the work maybe?
Yeah, micromanaging. And I did think of some, you had mentioned slam some stuff on the desk, big pile of work, like you're late, so you have to add this to your list. And, he could be, there's so many different things that he could be doing. He could be, he could be doing data entry. He could be doing cold case research. There's all kinds of stuff doing. So at first I was like, okay, with technology today, that's probably not something that we would want to do, but there are plenty of jobs where paper is still a thing. Data entry type things. So yeah, I think the boss is just gonna be like, oh, running a little late today, are we? Kind of thing. So he's gonna get there, and And on his way from the park to work, I think I'll have him contemplate, did I do the right thing? Was that too much? Hopefully that helped her. Hopefully I made somebody, we'll see the inner conflict that he has.
Hmm?
Because you just never know how someone, especially someone that's dealing with something, is going to react to an act of kindness.
Hmm?
Some people are, it takes some, it's not so easy sometimes to do the right thing or show the kindness because you just don't know how somebody's going to react. I think the first bullet maybe should be Leo walks away and is having an inner what's the word? He's contemplating
Okay.
whether or not he made the right decision as he walks away.
Okay, so he's got some stuff going on in the old brain. So that's there.
Inner conflict. Did I do the right thing? Did I make her day better? Did I point out that she's having a bad day? Was that a negative? Like, he's struggling with, did I do the right thing?
Questioning choices on, let's see, if he helped Helen enough? Something
or pointed out something that made it worse.
Or pointed out something that made it worse. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So then he goes into the office, and then
then I would go to the next one and just say approached by manager or boss.
Okay, yeah. So now we get into the micromanaging stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So wait, did we give the boss a name? No, we didn't.
No,
We probably ought to do that
like
at some point. That's pretty funny.
I just don't want to make him a main character. I want him to be like a wallflower kind of thing.
I get that.
Head out when needed.
At the same time, and yes, audience, I am about to say this. We can't call him Leo's boss, sadly. But for now, we'll placeholder it, and it'll be okay. Which the audience is just like, but Cole, you hate naming people. And I'm just like, yeah, shut up. I can be a hypocrite. Leo's boss. He's micromanaging. Would like stalks around be a good word? I don't know. That might imply that he's like being sneaky about it though, and he's not.
Name him. I think we should have like people because I think he gets on everybody's nerves. So I think call him like Overlord, like they have a nickname for him instead of he could feel that he could hear the footsteps of the Overlord coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But he knew he was doomed because he could hear the footsteps of the Overlord sneaking up behind him to point out that he was late for work.
Right. So wait, is that what he's doing here? That's just you're giving an example?
No, I think that's what he's doing here. Leo is trying to sneak in and get to his cubicle, but he knows he's busted because he's like 10 minutes late for work.
And quietly. That's not how you spell that. Quietly. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Leo's boss, the Overlord, walks with authority around the workspace, eventually working her? Do we know?
No. Probably his.
His?
I don't know. Yeah, it is on this. Let's do his on this.
His way to Leo's desk. Okay. And then let me add nicknamed the Overlord, since that's some character information that we don't have for him. Okay. To Leo's desk, and then I think that'll be a separate bullet point, is...
Overlord confronts him and gives him extra work for being late.
Is it, let's see, is it a verbal late warning, but then he also gives the workout, or is he going to be written up and given extra work?
No, he's a verbal warning, and it's not like a warning. It's more of a, hey, I see you're late, here's some extra work. More
Okay.
like, it's not like he's in trouble, like really in trouble. It's just he's acknowledging
It's just annoying.
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, you gotta be on time.
Leo is confronted about his lateness. Tardiness. I like tardiness, actually. Tardy. That doesn't look right. I think it is, though. Look at me. About his tardiness and given extra work to do. Well, I wonder if it would be worse to be forced to do like overtime.
Okay, so instead of extra, maybe we do the extra work after the next interaction.
Well, so as we have it up in the intro, I don't know if you can see what I'm highlighting, but he's given extra work regardless of tardiness. So I wonder if the punishment...
But he doesn't have to give an extra work. I mean, that's not a requirement.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
You can just be in that. Say I expect you to put the hours in at the end of the day, or I expect you to make it up at the end of the day. It could be like a verbal, all right, you came in late, so you need to stay late.
Yeah,
for this
so
first time.
You're here until all of this is done, essentially, is what it's about to be. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna put a temporary dialogue quote here. This work must be done by the end of the day. The Overlord. Okay, cool.
Can you hear Barry snoring?
No, I can't. I bet he's being cute though. Barry's he's the other dog. I'm guessing he's below you, below your chair.
Yeah, he's on the rug, and he's all snuggled up and a ball. And of course, it's a dark blue rug, and he's our little solid black puppy, and so that is blending in, so you can't really see.
Yeah. Can you get a picture of him and I'll edit it in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so stinking cute.
Yeah. We love dogs around here. I know Braden has a questionable history audience, but I'm a big dog person.
Yeah, your family runs a Schnauzer rescue.
Yeah, I know. Legally, I have to love dogs.
Kind of in your DNA.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I'm sending you the picture.
Editor Cole,
He
put that picture up. But, yeah.
Yeah, Braden needs to figure that one out. Love you, Braden. Okay, so we need to go back to the next thing.
Okay, so...
And this is where this may get tricky, because he's only going to get really in trouble at work if these instances happen pretty close together. So we've got two different things. We've got him getting more and more in trouble at work, and we've got her improving and getting back on her feet. You know, and so you have to kind of balance how quickly can he go downhill and how quickly can she go uphill.
I feel like it has to be like a simultaneous thing. Like they have to go at the same, or close to the same time at least, if we can't do the same time.
So I think we go back to her.
Okay. Do we do a new day,
see-
or do we go back to her on the same day?
I think so. If you're looking at a book, I think we have a page that says 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, and then we say Helen. So this one will go Helen, Leo, Helen, whereas the first one is Leo, Helen, Leo. So then we go 3 weeks later and we have Helen. And she is, you see an improvement in her appearance, in her affect. She's not 100% by any means, but she's not as down as she was 3 weeks prior. Mainly because she's been going to therapy. She's eating better. She just is encouraging. She's getting to a better place. So there is some improvement, and he's going to run into her. She's going to run into him at the grocery store. Or it could be a farmer's market, or it could be but a different place. And she's going to notice him, and she's going to say, Leo. She's going to remember his name because of his act of kindness.
Sure.
And she's going to stop him. They both are in there doing their whatever. And she's going to stop him, and she's going to say, hey, I just want to thank you again for buying me that coffee or tea or whatever that day.
Sure.
And I just want you to know that day made a huge difference for me, and that act of kindness really has gone a long way in helping me. I really appreciate it. And, it's going to give him pause or whatever. And you see her have the satisfaction of, I got to thank him. And I really needed that day, and I got to thank him. And then we switch back to Leo, and he's going to go through a thing of, oh, good. I'm so glad I was able to help somebody, blah, blah, blah. And then...
Yeah, because he was wondering about that, too.
Right, did I do the right thing, whatever. And then, I feel like we need to have them have a longer conversation.
Well, let's focus on getting this down first. And can I challenge you on one detail?
Sure.
I'm not sure 3 weeks is long enough. How married to that time frame are you?
Well, I need to have a short time period so that he gets in trouble again. But I don't think it's long enough for her to have... Sorry, I'm getting tapped.
Well, that's okay. He can join us. There he is.
He's very much wanting to write a book.
Yeah.
Too. Oh, very good Lord. Okay. All right. So I need him to get in trouble at work again sooner. I mean, like, if we go 6 weeks, obviously, and if she's been doing therapy that whole time, you hope that she's in a really good place at that point in time. Though, I mean, you just don't know how everybody's going to heal differently.
Yeah.
But I need him to get into trouble at work more frequently. So, I mean, we could do another thing where he runs into her and does coffee again, or... maybe they have a conversation that's longer than it should be. Maybe they both ran it. Maybe he's on his lunch break and they both ran to the store he ran on his lunch break.
I think we can do your whole store idea, but I wonder, would there be a way to almost have like a montage kind of thing where we can see they're still having the conversations, and then during the montage he gets in trouble again, and that kind of places that in there?
Okay, well let's do the grocery thing, and then they could, this park could have food trucks, and maybe They run into each other again there, and they grab.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe just run into, like, he's over there on his lunch break.
Yeah.
We do a lunch break thing where he grabs lunch, and maybe she sees him coming across, and she jumps in behind him, and she buys his lunch. And they stand to talk.
Here's literally the only problem I have is I just don't think it's enough time for somebody to get that much better in 3 weeks. That's what I'm personally struggling with. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, if she's going every single day, which somehow
it's valid.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like everything else.
Then in 3 weeks, she's not as good as what I'm saying. Maybe she's still down, and maybe they run into each other again, and maybe it's the third, another 3 weeks they run into the market, and then another 3 weeks, because to build. I mean, he has to be going down, and she has to be coming up, and we can't do it in 2 sections.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Let me just do this. Section 2, they have an encounter. She's doing maybe a little bit better. He's still really concerned to the point that he's late, okay? And then we do a her, him, her. And then go another section, and she's doing even better, and he's gotten into some more trouble at work. And then we do another section where you really see that at this point, she's going to be applying for jobs, and she's doing great, and he's hanging in there. He's not in a bad way, but he knows he has to let her go and quit giving her as much time, or he's going to lose his job.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the final section, just so you know where we're going with this, his boss says, I have resignation papers drawn up.
Yeah.
You can either resign and still, receive some kind of compensation package, or I don't know, something like that, or I'm going to have to fire you because I can't have you not coming into work. And the papers on my desk, you have 24 hours to decide.
Mm-hmm.
And the boss is going to walk away, and the boss is going to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Not Leo. But
right.
the paperwork is still there on the desk for the new boss. Okay. So the new boss has to walk it through and see how, the new boss has to seal the deal.
Okay.
So the new boss is the only thing that could be his Leo's saving grace.
Yeah. Okay, so...
So do you see where this is going?
Yes. So, to continue from here... Let's see.
Literally, all we have to do is create the up and down.
Alright, I think this next segment, I think they... meet in a slightly different spot, but it's not like there's no situation where she can return the favor in terms of I think she's maybe dressed a little better. I think it's very subtle. And then when he goes in, it's just again, Leo's boss, again, dude, come on, this is ridiculous. Even though it's only the second time, it's or something to that effect. And then the next one, we're kind of hitting the middle, where they're almost hitting the same spot, and she's food truck or market, whatever you said there, and she's thank you so much. I think I'm starting to feel better and get my life together. And meanwhile, I guess it would be more like this. Meanwhile, he is kind of man, I can't figure this out, or I can't seem to help her and keep my life together, and he's questioning maybe something there.
Well, and I don't think it's just a him being late thing that's going to work here. I think it's that he's caught his boss's attention and he's become his boss's target. Like his boss is always like irritated with somebody and he's become the target and his boss is like looking for stuff.
So
it's not just being like, we've got to create something more there.
True.
Because the boss is going to end up getting fired. So there has to be more than just him being late because of our timeline.
Nothing's ever good enough, essentially.
Nothing's ever good enough. He fix everything, and it's not just Leo; it's other employees because it's going to take a village to get this guy fired.
Sure. Okay, so let's see.
I think that helps us with our timeline of her improvement and him going down.
All right, I'm gonna write some stuff, and you can feel free to veto it. But I'm gonna move us on to Leo leaves the office late at night, and that will take us to I'm gonna say 3 weeks later. New section here, which is going to I'm gonna bring us. Helen is walking. What's somewhere like random?
I think that.
I mean, just walking in the city, still feeling down, but seems more put together.
Or I don't know if it's even put together, but more.
Okay.
Has more of a purpose, with more purpose. Like she's not just walking around lost. She has purpose.
Seems to have more purpose. Leo.
Leo is now kind of losing. Well, he was already kind of. She became purpose there for a hot minute because she was on his mind a lot, which I can add that in with writing.
What if this is maybe this meetup's maybe more in like because I don't want to have him. Because I was gonna say it's maybe in an evening and he's like done with work and his tie's all loose, but I feel like that's too much for where we're at. I think
that could be the market. That could be like actually one of the one before the last section.
Yeah.
One of them can be where they're in the same park and they're grabbing a meal, like from a food truck, like they're each grabbing a sandwich or something, and they run into each other, and then he's late to work from lunch, coming back from his lunch break.
I'm gonna change this actually. Hold on. Walking, because I've had an idea, and again, feel free to veto. A farmer's market. Still coming down. Leo is at I'm gonna say fruit stand in the market. He spots Helen from a distance and buys an extra fruit. So he's still being helpful, and then in the next section we can reverse the roles because they're still kind of heading towards each other, I think.
Sure.
And farmers markets are usually early in the morning, so I feel like this could work for him. Because I've seen farmers markets at like 7 or 8 a.m. and if he works 9 to 5, then he should have plenty of time to stop here and.
And it would be just a repeat of the next and say, hey, here's whatever he gave her before. Just say, hey, I hope you're doing better, blah blah blah, and grab you a tea. That can be fine tuned.
Yeah, Leo offers fruit to Helen, and then I'll let you work out the details. They have another conversation, and then I'll say like updates on how Helen is doing. Maybe Leo hints at his beginning struggles without being like direct, but I'll let you work out the details on the conversation itself. I'm gonna essentially they exchange a smile and part ways. Leo goes to work and Helen goes to therapy. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's another section there. Or wait, no. So Leo needs to get in trouble again. So that's not another section. So we need to.
He's late coming back from work because he stopped and chatted with her. He only gets 30 minutes.
Ooh, yeah. So this is a lunch break. I like that better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next time he'll see her in the evening at the market, I liked what you said.
Okay.
Because then, like, end of the day, he'll have his tie loose and I'll be like, all right, I'm just going to grab something to throw in the microwave.
And maybe he's got, like, I have a full beard, so, but, like,
5 o'clock shadow.
That's what thank you. Okay. or even just some scruff, too.
And I know I'm jumping ahead, but maybe when they're at the, because, we kind of have the gist of it, right? He gets late from work, repeat of the boss being a jerk, and then the next section is, let's do that evening, because that kind of progresses. It's obviously not the same day, because we'll just put another 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Or 6 weeks. We could even do 6 weeks later. She sees that he has TV dinners in his basket. She says, hey, you know what? You've helped me a lot. How about more so than you know? And like you said, I could do some montage in there where they run into each other other points in time. But this time she says, you know what? Let me buy you dinner. You've made a huge difference in my life. Let me buy you dinner. And they meet at a place. They go take their respective groceries home and they meet up 45 minutes later and they have dinner together.
Lateness and insults his work. And so now then this is not gonna. It's gonna be a little messy here. Then forces Leo to stay again to do extra work, something to that effect. I think you'll get the gist for when you come back to look at the outline. Well, I don't know. All right, do you think it should be another 3 weeks, or do you think it should be longer?
I think it should be 6 weeks.
6 weeks, let's do it.
And I think that I can probably work in the dialogue that, somewhere there could be a small little something where they've seen each other they've passed by each other and smiled and waved and, but this, I can kind of add that in there. But then this is a significant 6 week. That gives the whole storyline about a 9 week period of time. And I think that's doable.
Yeah, Helen. Is, let's see, well dressed. Has. It is not presenting now. Is frownless for the first time. She is walking through a supermarket in the evening. What's she shopping for?
Doesn't matter.
I don't want to do produce again. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
No.
In the evening. We'll just, yeah, she's just looking, browsing the store. With a cart, I didn't do a bullet point. Actually, as a matter of fact, do that. Okay. She spots Leo. And you know what? I keep saying they meet in the middle, but I think at this point it's more like this. I think we passed the middle point, because if they're evenly matched, there's no somebody's doing better than the other. It's just kind of, so I think we just jump from here to kind of here, and then we go to here.
And this could be the point in time where his boss has said, you got 24 hours. You come back tomorrow, or you come back tomorrow and tell me which way you're going to go. Or you have 2 days to tell me if you're...
I think that's the next section. I liked your first idea with that better.
Okay. So then you're just she's going to say, hey, you know what? I do what you're going to do there, and how about you meet me in 30 minutes, just across the way, and let's have dinner. At least you can let me buy you dinner. You've been a help. You've been so kind, and you helped me more than you know.
Is ruffled, maybe, and his tie is loose, and he is also browsing. She walks up to him and offers, you said dinner, offers to buy dinner.
Yeah.
Offers to buy him dinner.
And then the next, they agree to meet at a place down the street in 30 minutes later.
And agrees. I'll let you work out kind of the details on that. Do you want to include, like, they meet for dinner and all that?
Yeah, because I think this one is...
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So they meet for
I'll
dinner.
have to break if it's Leo Helen or Leo Helen, because it's going to be both perspectives, so I have to figure that part out. But yeah,
Sure.
They meet for dinner. And then maybe 1 week during this dinner, she's going to tell him, I think, that she's putting in applications and she's has interviews for jobs at the beginning of this next week.
Helen's life is less about problems and more about what she is accomplishing, maybe.
Yeah.
Does Leo share it all, or does he keep it to himself?
I think Leo is very unhappy at work, but I think that I'm going to have the hammer get dropped the next section.
Okay.
She's going to get a job, and he's going to have the hammer dropped.
I'm going to say Leo bottles his problems, so just to give you a kind of a cue.
I think he can share. He's just going to be light about his share. He's not going to burden her, but he's going to be like, yeah, bad day at work.
Maybe
blah,
shares
blah, blah.
a little. Yeah, but if you look at bottle, that's gonna help you write his personality during this dinner a little bit too.
Yeah.
If you remember that detail. Okay, so I think that might be next section.
Yeah, I think. Well, which part?
I think. Do we move on to? Now she's putting in applications. They may not even meet this section. She puts in, or maybe she gets hired. Maybe she does an interview. if she's gonna talk about putting in applications here, maybe the next section is just, oh, she has a job, or she's getting interviewed or something. Okay, what's our time frame here then, you think?
2 weeks later.
Sorry?
Let's do 2 weeks later.
That's not 2. That's not. 2 weeks later.
And then we have Helen receives a letter or whatever stating she has a job, and she starts in 2 days or something like that.
You know what I think would be more interesting is her we go to her in an interview and she's told she has the job. That's what I think that's more interesting personally.
Yeah.
Being interviewed. Interviewer tells her at the end she has the job. And then Leo. Oh Lord. Leo
is called into his boss's office.
Okay, Leo is at work and is called into his boss's office. The Overlord, the Grandmaster himself, offers. Well, I'm not going to say offers. Demands a choice between retirement with, I guess, benefits, kind of.
Well, he's not old enough to retire, but
resign with benefits.
Resign with maybe like compensatory pay. I don't know.
I'll just say with compensation, or be fired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say fired unfairly.
Good 2 week check, and gives them say, you must have been a good employee, but we just can't have you being late all the time.
Okay. So
I don't know. I don't have to take yourself.
Yeah.
That's tricky. Yeah. That's tricky because if you're gonna fire somebody, you don't offer them compensation.
True, but I think what you do there is this boss knows he's not doing this the correct way, and that's why he's offering this. Because if Leo chooses to do it this way, the boss doesn't have to fire him unfairly, because if he chooses to just fire him,
to get Leo without it being.
Yeah, I don't know. He's being very if HR knew about it, it would be not good. So he's trying to just be like, oh no, Leo chose this.
Yeah.
Okay, so then how do we get into?
Yeah, that's a figure out. Yeah. So then, he said he's gonna say, I have paperwork here. I'm gonna give you to the end of the week to decide what you're gonna do, and I expect you to be here every day on time. Whatever I figure out.
Okay.
And then there's a knock on the Overlord's door while Leo's in there, and Leo's asked to leave, and the dude gets fired.
Okay. Knock on the Overlord's door, and Leo is asked by executives, I'm gonna just say executives, to leave. The Overlord is fired for I was gonna say toxic work environment is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And that may not be super accurate, but I'm sure there's a version of that. Toxic work environment. Okay. And then what do we go to? What's our little button to end this on?
Well, so Leo's sitting there going, well, am I going to be fired, or am I good, or am I not?
Okay, so...
And because the paperwork's there, it's on the desk.
Yes, right. Okay. Leo is wondering, I'm going to say his fate at the office.
And then upper management comes in and tells everyone. So Overlord leaves, and upper management comes in and says, everybody, we just want to let you know, we've let so-and-so go, and your new boss will be starting tomorrow. We hope that this is going to be a great improvement in the work environment, and that everyone here will be happier.
You know what I think would be a really awesome ending is if we had Leo, no matter what happens, is if we had Leo go to where Helen was in the beginning, and she runs into him and buys him a coffee. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But I know you have ideas in mind too. So, okay.
That could happen at the end of that day. That could totally happen.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're here.
No, why you put that in there? That's
Oh, really?
fine.
Okay. Leo sits... Did we have her on a bench? I want to say we did.
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Leo sits... processing on a bench. She's probably got, like... I don't know. On a bench. You know, yeah, we'll just... on a bench. Helen walks by and... or walks up to him. I'm gonna pretend like she's already spotted him, and you can work that out. Walks up to him with coffee / tea and offers Leo.
Do you want to do this the next morning? Can this be the next morning? Where he's sitting on the bench and she's on. So yeah, let's do that as next day. Because he's scared to go into work. Because he doesn't know if this new person is gonna go ahead and follow through with firing him, or if this new person's gonna have him quit, or still give him the choice, or if he's gonna be okay.
There, the next day.
So that's a new section.
Let me say morning. Yeah, that is a new section, so let me work on that. What do we call this? Climax, probably?
I would just say next day.
Okay.
We got 2 weeks late.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think in the beginning we'll start it off Leo, Helen, and then at some point it's going to merge.
Yeah. I guess this probably is the climax, but yeah, okay, it's fine. Okay. So now we're here. And yeah.
And then he tells her what's happened and that he doesn't know what's gonna, he tells her what happened the day before, and that he has no idea what's gonna happen. He doesn't tell her the part about where he was late because he doesn't want her to feel guilty about that.
I don't know. I think...
No, it's in the paperwork.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know. I wonder if it's just like... I think maybe he lets it all out, and then she's able to help him. I don't know.
He needs to really incorporate the nitpicking. The nitpicking, it can't be just because I'm late at work to work sometimes.
No, I'm not saying it should be all about that, but just to kind of...
And, it's not just him. The guy didn't get fired just because of the way he treated Leo.
Yeah.
Just so happened he fell on Leo that day.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so they talk.
Helen is supportive and she tries to, encourage him that, if he gets to keep his job, hopefully it'll be better. But if he doesn't get to keep his job, then, something else better is meant to be. So that either way, he's okay.
Help Leo with encouragement, whether he keeps the job or not. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Then he goes to work. They part ways or whatever.
Yeah. That's not it. Okay. They go their separate ways. Leo walks into the office.
Yeah. And he's talking with his coworkers when the new boss arrives.
Leo talks about the office happenings.
With his coworker.
Yeah, with... oh my gosh! With his co-workers when the new boss arrives. Okay.
The new boss is Helen.
Yes! Okay. I'd actually forgotten that was your plan until I said my idea. And then I remembered, oh, that's right, she had a much better ending than what I just said.
Yeah, so the new boss is Helen.
Boss is Helen.
And after they do all of everybody meets her, she calls him into her office.
Say after introductions. Well, if I could spell after, that would be nice. That's good lord, that's not even it. Okay. After introductions, she calls Leo into her office and totally fires him, right? No.
No, she holds up the paperwork and she says, "This says that you're either going to resign or be fired for being late to work on frequent occasions."
Resign or be fired for being late to work on several occasions. Wow, I did your R. That is crazy. Okay. Yes.
Yes. And then with tears in her eyes, she rips up the paper.
With
the
yeah, tears. Okay.
Yeah.
With tears welling up, she throws the papers into the shredder by her desk. And do we end there?
It says, "I could think of no other person that I would rather work for me than you."
Oh, I can think of no other person I would rather have under me.
Working for me. Yeah. Or no, not under me, because we don't want her to come across as somebody that's
Okay.
authoritative. We want
Okay.
her to be a team player. Working with me. I would rather have
Okay,
working
fair
with
enough.
me.
with me. Fair enough.
Thank
fair
you.
enough. Oh. Well, I put then instead of than. All right. Helen.
Yes, I-
The end.
Yeah,
We did it.
I'll probably have some dialogue there at the end. But
Yeah, so, yeah. There's probably a little bit more, but I mean that is kind of the button ending right there. We went a little over on time, but that's okay. This is a pretty solid short story, and I think if you kind of work with this outline we have and maybe tweak some things on it, I think you can really crank out a great short story. We did it. This is great.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm sorry.
Nah.
Maybe you can edit it, Joe.
Nah, it's alright. The audience is used to Braden and I arguing for 45 minutes and then writing for 15. So if they can do that, they can enjoy 10 more minutes of extra writing content. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing what is done with this outline, and maybe we'll revisit in the future. I don't know. We'll see kind of what happens. But with all this, I want to thank my mother for coming on the show and sharing this wonderful writing idea. I want to thank Barry for contributing all of his hard work and knowledge to the story. He worked really, really hard on this. And
Patience.
I want to thank Flynn for keeping an eye out for distractions at the door. And I want to thank the audience for watching. And if they if they have any ideas, any comments, feel free to leave them below. Braden is back, so we're gonna be doing some. I think we're gonna be working on the Halloween special that we started way back at Halloween here soon. So keep an eye out for that, unless it's already come out, because I don't know when I'm releasing this episode actually. So yeah, if you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, tell me why. I love feedback. And tell me why you liked it too. I'm open to that. If you have ideas for sketches, short films, the feature film that Braden and I started back in the winter, any ideas, we love them. Check out the Instagram. Check out this show on Spotify and Amazon Music and whatever, Apple Podcasts, all the things. And if you find yourself searching us up on YouTube and checking to see if we release a new episode, go ahead and subscribe. We'll be on the homepage then, and you can turn on notifications. It'll tell you when we upload and all that, and that's all that jazz. So, thank you all so much, and well, I'll see you in the next one, and I don't know, maybe you'll see my mother in a future episode at some point. But yeah, goodbye.